We're going to talk about Bob Weir and the culture that is.
Who's Bob Weir?
What?
He's what?
What?
He's the guitar player for the Grateful Dead. He died last week.
Okay.
So he's dead.
Hey, everybody. I'm Kevin McLaughlin, and this is
Paul Robertson, and this is the
Riffs and
Rhythms Podcast.
That was smooth. All
Wow.
right. There we go. We try to do that a little bit differently every time just to make sure that it always sounds unpolished.
After 119 episodes,
Yeah, we're almost getting
there. We're getting
We'll
there.
figure it out eventually.
We'll move out of rookie status and someday be pros.
119 episodes. Happy anniversary, 119.
It's amazing that we're still doing it. Most
know.
podcast episodes die after don't even make it to 10 episodes. It's just a lot of people realize that's a lot of work to go through.
It is a lot of work.
And
Having to sit next to this guy and listen to him talk.
Yeah, for sure.
Awful. I mean, it's great. We have a good time here. Just kidding.
And most people don't even.
I mean,
and
most
people,
podcasts should be easier because most podcasts don't include Paul.
That's true. And now we also have the ghost on the ox back here.
you're an asshole because I was actually going to give you a fucking compliment.
the unpictured voice that you cannot see.
Yeah, now you get no compliment.
the
Most
ghost on the
podcasts don't include Kevin either.
Yeah,
That's true.
right.
I am.
That's right.
I am. Well, now since I have
Every fourth-
become a lead singer, I am starting to adopt the difficulties involved with dealing with them. Apparently,
That's right. Big head.
yeah, that's what she said.
So yeah, that's we had last week we talked about the Grammys, which is another topic conversation podcast there last week. Devin is like we said, Devin's becoming so busy and so sought after that he's almost not even wanting to be around us anymore. So we kind of
He's
luckily
already forgetting the little people.
I know, and the Oompa Loompas too.
Selling to the
And-
stars, he is.
And the good Charlottes and the bad Charlottes and all the other bands that buy,
Yeah, I'm over here collaborating with Good Charlotte.
Yeah. See that?
hey, it's Lifestyles of Rich and Famous.
No wonder we can't get.
Was that one of their songs?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. But we're at
I think so.
the
That
legendary.
sounds like it
last
sounds right.
last time I called Devin, his agent answered the phone and was like, "Who are you?"
Yeah. Is that your
Oh,
mom
which
hit-
one was that? I had to fire one. Let's see. I want to know which.
Did
one
your
it
mom
was.
answer the phone again?
It was my mom or my sister. Fired my sister.
So we did an episode there at hung out with Brad that night. Taped the episode, right? So
Brad was good enough to let us utilize the legendary James.
Just good enough.
Did we? Is the lighting still good?
Yeah. Actually,
Yeah?
it's nice. Yeah.
All
right. Okay, cool.
Good. Cool. Wow, we actually
That's easier on the eyes.
We've
Actually.
reduced lights in here, and we still look
Yes.
good. Well,
And we have the Tracy on the ox here
that's
too,
right. That's right. She's lounging over there, and
with her big.
she's done with
BTE.
her. She's done with her chores.
No, so you may notice nothing, and the reason why is because all the stuff that you can't see in the studio has been totally rearranged, and
So we'll do some behind the scenes video though.
maybe
Editor, insert picture of the room right now.
No, we're gonna have to go to Patreon if you want to help subscribe the pod or support the podcast.
help subscribe the podcast.
Yes, and pay us something.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Please, anything.
Yeah, we'll show you behind the scenes and what the room looked like before and after, and it has changed. Yeah, I think we're really digging the layout now. The drums are set up over here, so we do actually have that. So
Paul vacuumed, and I can
Yeah.
breathe better.
right, yeah. There was apparently a cat in here that we don't know how the cat got.
He's got a Dyson,
Yep,
some sort
fancy,
of
Ethereal ghost cat.
fancy.
the ethereal ghost cat.
But yeah, we had
Mystery spray.
we had a topic episode last week, so it was a good conversation about the Grammys, and so
Yeah.
it's coming up here in a couple weeks, and so we figured we'd go ahead and do another topic episode here, and this was more recent.
Recap the Grammys for me.
A bunch of people got some awards.
Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah.
watch
that's
the
it.
video. Why don't you go back and watch the video? Okay. Yeah, I gave you some.
This is the in case you missed section of
Yeah.
the
In
podcast.
case you missed it.
Yes, go back and listen
Yeah.
to episode 118.
And basically the moral of the story is that these songs that are winning most popular song, most popular album, they don't have the substance and the staying power, in our opinion,
Of course.
of songs from 30 years ago, 50 years ago, whenever it was,
Yeah,
in
40.
the 80s.
1986.
So there's that.
Yep.
not the multi-generational anthemic classics that
Yep.
we have grown up with.
That was a really good. That mid '80s was really some really solid music.
60s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s.
Yeah. The
Lots
oldies.
of great music. Still lots of great music being made today, but the pop music, well, pop music has always been trash.
Yeah, that's.
So it's hard to say what is going on at all.
But today, this episode though is, I will say, because I know it's not, and I will get some rash of shit for this, but it's the definition of pop music. Is it just the popular music? Is it popular? It is definitely, this band is not a pop band, but it's very popular amongst a certain type of crowd that it's over the many 50 plus years.
So some time has gone by, and we've been able to bring ourselves to talk about the passing of Bob Weir. And if you don't recognize that name, he's the guitar player for the Grateful Dead. Jerry Garcia, who's the lead singer and guitar player, and Bob Weir got together in the early 60s. Bob was 16. Jerry was 18. And these two guys, along with Phil Lesh and a few other people, started a band in San Francisco in the early 60s. And that band has blossomed out. And what do you say about a guitar player that's not just a great guitar player? Do you talk about how he's a great guitar player? Do you talk about how he's written an amazingly giant catalog of great songs? Do you talk about the fact that he built a fan base that isn't cool until you've seen him play live 20 times? Do you talk about the fact that the Grateful Dead created the whole concept of living a life following the band, watching every single concert on their tour, creating a total economic sphere around them where people were selling T-shirts and unauthorized tour merchandise just to support their ability to go and watch the band perform every week. The growing style that has roots in the Grateful Dead's sound is bigger every year. The culture that has come about, which will continue to grow in the shadow of the Grateful Dead, is undeniably strong. It's jam bandery. The Grateful Dead is truly the innovation band of jam bandness.
There's nobody before them. I mean,
what aspect of greatness can we? You've got to. I mean, Bob Weir and his cohorts in the Grateful Dead are the center of an entire universe of music and culture, and on top of that, I can't imagine anybody, any group of musical group especially, who have created more positive vibes in the world than those guys. I mean, there was never a threat of violence at a Dead show. I talked to have a good friend of mine who's a huge Grateful Dead fan, and I called him for some input on, and he gave me he's like, and he talked about there was never any violence issues at a Grateful Dead because it was all positive vibes, and he gave me this example. He saw them play in West Palm Beach at the old Palm Beach Amphitheater downtown, they used to call it the Leaky Tiki.
Yep.
And he was in line to get a beer or some sort of something. And this huge, mean-looking biker dude just walked straight into him without looking, just about knocked him over, caught him, put his arm around him and said, usually it would be like, hey, and boom, get out of my way. But he was like, oh, I'm so sorry, dude. Are you okay? And then he said, then he proceeded to pull out a joint and smoke it with me. They smoked the whole joint together. So it's a culture of kindness to others, positive vibes. The fact that Bob Weir was a person even though he grew up as a rich kid, he never was attached to worldly goods. He reportedly is the kind of person who would give you the shirt off his back. evidence of that is the fact that the Grateful Dead encouraged people to record live bootlegs of them.
Yeah, that's
I mean, considered when nowadays, when copyright owners shut down videos of people who were trying to promote you, like what has happened to us, happens to our friend Rick Beato. We are fans of Rick Beato anyway. Happens to him constantly. People are you're utilizing fair use of their copyrighted material for their benefit, and they shut you down. The Grateful Dead said, "Bring your recorders, record our show, come every night and record everything we do. It's totally cool." And so there's a million bands that have come from that whole attitude.
right.
If they encourage recording, then is that official at that point? It's not even a bootleg. That's just an official recording at that point.
I don't know how they deal with that, but there are multiple entire websites where you can say, I saw the Dead at, this venue in this year, and you can go to this website and you can listen to the recording of that show.
That's
Multiple recordings of that show. It's a gigantic database.
so there is, as you said, early 60s, and they were whether it's the comparison to James Brown, the Godfather of Soul, or whatever the I hate to be labeling genre, but whether they officially were the creators, but they are being credited with.
Well, and they were the center of that whole Haight-Ashbury scene in San Francisco, which is people still, flock to that area to this day to just absorb that vibe.
So we'll fast forward a little bit and maybe jump around, but so with Bob's passing, Jerry's passing, long time now, mid 90s.
Yeah, mid 1995 it was.
But the Dead, version of that's true.
The only people that this is Riffs and Rhythms. Now I'm going to have to give some kudos to the Riffs because the only people from the Grateful Dead who are actually alive are their two drummers.
Outlived the guitar players,
apparently.
Yes. So but that band, so the incarnation of the Grateful Dead ended when Jerry died.
They decided to disband at that point.
Right. But it didn't necessarily stop
It didn't stop the culture because there's bands like Fish. There's bands like, why can't I think of their name?
Widespread Panic.
Widespread Panic, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and hundreds of other bands that follow that whole vibe. I mean, basically, it's psychedelic bluegrass music, right? So there's just a million bands that follow that tradition, and it's hard to go anywhere now without seeing someone with a tie-dye shirt on.
A little teddy bear.
Yeah, little teddy bears dancing.
I found what you're talking about with the recordings of shows.
Yeah.
Starts back as early as 65.
Yeah.
And it goes by month.
Yeah, I can see that scroll bar is like tiny on that.
Yeah. There's so many recordings.
So there are many bands, like the Allman Brothers recorded everything. They've got just about every show they've ever done recorded, but they don't make it public. The Grateful Dead made it public.
Pick a year. Let's find one.
1972.
All right.
Year Kevin was born.
72. Pick a month.
October.
There's a bunch of them. Yeah.
October of 72. We got 02, 09, 17, 18, 19, 21, 23, 24, 26, 27, 28, or 30.
Yeah, so let's take a step back from this. In 1972, a band that was now scroll slowly. Like we got that many dates in October, probably that many
1, 2,
dates
3,
again in
4,
November.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12, and then nearly the same amount in November, a little bit less in December. Then 1973, they took January off. They got 10 dates in February, 12 dates in March, one in April, May, June, July, August, September. Like constant performance.
So October, pick one. Can you read them? We got Springfield Civic Center Arena, Springfield, Massachusetts.
Well, do control F and look for West Palm.
West Palm.
Yeah. That's what you were saying, right? Wait.
Oops. All right, hold on.
I know you use a Mac, so we got Devin all set up in a new situation over there.
Yeah,
and,
he's got microphones all in his face.
West Palm Beach.
September of what year was that?
September of
82.
Oh,
82. John, this could be the show you were at.
There's also, that's the only one.
okay.
Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, let's play a little short excerpt.
Are we allowed to
of
play this? It's on Internet Archive.
it. Look at that.
That's crazy. And kids, this is the Internet Archive. So this is where, when you put something on the internet, this is where it ends up forever.
So what website is this?
Archive.
The Internet Archive. Okay, it actually says Internet Archive.
Archive.org.
Archive.org.
Where do I play this from?
Just click it and see what happens.
Well, there's multiple things here. So there's for multiple. I guess there's multiple recordings of the same day, perhaps.
Yeah, probably.
Oops.
Yep.
There we go.
So we're
Maybe.
maybe.
Is this even broken up into songs like chapters?
Yeah,
That's
this
crazy.
is serious.
All
People
right.
really.
Yeah, really into it. Oh. 9/11, 1982.
It's even got a CD cover and everything.
Now this is, does this say that this was bootleg recording?
It says Grateful Dead live at West Palm Beach Civic Center on 1982-09-11.
That sounds amazing, that recording.
It's stereo.
That's Bob's voice? Or is that?
I think it might be.
How much of this are we allowed to play?
Yeah. Well, no,
Probably
yeah,
a lot.
yeah.
Anyway, let's
Yeah,
get
yeah,
back to talking
yeah.
about.
That's cool that all this is here.
Yeah, it's amazing that they are so transparent. And I remember in the 80s reading an article in Guitar Player magazine by Henry Kaiser, and he was talking about the genius of the improvisation of the Grateful Dead, because it's not just that they're improvising the guitar solos, they're actually improvising with the song form as well. And somebody may just accidentally go into another song, then they'll play that other song, then they go back into this song. Like, the jam band culture really owes its life to the Grateful Dead. And it's huge now. The bands that sell the most tickets in Florida are jam bands.
It's just even looking a little bit like some of the crowds that turn out to Terra Firmata. Very similar
Yeah.
sides. Like, holy cow. We could get those folks to show up for the blues stuff.
Well, it's a whole culture.
Yeah.
It's a culture. It's a different culture than the blues culture.
I think maybe some of
it's
it goes
its
back
own
to, like
culture.
you said, it seems to be a very positive, very, maybe there's something to that, right? You want to be around people that are good vibes and just enjoying a good time, right?
Exactly.
That's all it's all about.
Not me. I like hanging around people with terrible aura.
Exactly.
I want to hang out with people who put me on the edge of my seat.
There you go.
We'll just get you a smaller chair for you then.
Yeah, right. A seat that's got an edge near the back, so you're always excited.
Yeah.
Oh, they should sell those in movie theaters. The edge
That
of your
sounds
seat
really
is
terrible.
near the
What?
back. A little bit of edge.
So
That's evil.
We've lost Devin. Devin's gone down a hole.
Devin's over here
yeah.
scrolling through this. He's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But it's a testament to the giantness of the Grateful Dead. I mean, like, as an artist myself, just getting anybody to listen to my music ever is like it's really, really hard. And for the entire country to adopt it, and even to the point where you can buy a tie-dye T-shirt at Walmart. I mean, for it to become that mainstream, it's just, look at that. He bought a tie-dye T-shirt at Rudy's Pub. And so many bands, like I started a band called the Big Pine Band. And the singer was big into the whole culture of jam bands. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? This makes a lot of sense. Like, if I would what kind of fan would I like to have? I'd like to have the fan that isn't considered a true fan until they've paid $100 to see me 20 times. Like, that's okay. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. You can't reverse engineer that because the whole thing was just so organic. But to have a group of fans that look down on the ones that have seen the band less. Like, really, you're a Dead fan? Like, did you live it? Did you follow them? Did
were you in the
did
van?
you drive a VW bus with sandals on for 10 years following every show? No, you're not a fan.
That's commitment.
No, that's serious. I mean, this is real. I'm not being funny. So, like, how crazy is it? I mean, or I should say, how impressive is it that a band can create that kind of culture? It's like it's unheard of in anywhere, anytime.
Yeah. So when Jerry passed, and then like any band that has a member that is no longer, how do you keep evolving? And
they didn't. I mean, Jerry Garcia was the core of the band.
Right.
He was the creative center, the singer, the lead guitarist.
but a derivative form from it was Dead and Friends, right? Dead and Company.
Dead and Company
yeah.
started up at about 2015, but there was Phil Lesh and Friends. There was Rat Dog. There was a bunch of other other derivative bands that included members, but they had the integrity to not call it the Grateful Dead.
Right.
So many bands, you see them and it's like,
Nobody's left in the band. It's the same.
the lead
name.
singer's ex-girlfriend's lawyer's accountant's dog groomer owns the rights to the band, right? And it's a bunch of kids who never even heard this music before, and they're out there touring as if they're the band, and it's just,
So it goes back.
It's not okay.
So it goes back to we were talking about last week's episode with staying power. Is maybe most people may not know the music, but they have heard of and know of Grateful Dead.
Yeah, I should say that trend that I'm talking about came about and morphed into the tribute band industry.
Okay,
because that was big in the 90s and early 2000s, like owning the rights to the name of a band and like hiring a bunch of musicians to play as a cover band, but pretending that they're doing that and pay the musicians a small amount of money and keep the rest. That was big in the 90s and the early 2000s. But what I'm saying all that to say this is that the members of the Grateful Dead who survived Jerry Garcia had the integrity to stop calling the band to break up the band and never call it the Grateful Dead again. Never do that. But their reward with that is their fans, who are all positive vibe people, responded positively to that, respected them for that, and then still went to see them in higher numbers than they did when they were the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
And they were bringing their kids and their grandkids with them.
Generational, right?
Generational popularities.
So
I've always known Grateful Dead for their just being known in like the hippie drug culture,
Hippie drug culture, yeah.
Yeah, for lack of a better way to put it.
And the iconic images with the roses and the
and a
dancing teddy
non-self-incriminating
bears.
way to put it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's tie-dye T-shirts, the use of eating pieces of paper with certain substances infused into them.
Or just selling people pieces of paper and scamming them.
Well, we're not going to talk about that. We're talking about the positive vibes
Yeah.
involved with the Grateful Dead. I mean, it's hard to go and see a show that hasn't been influenced by the Grateful Dead in some way at this point in time. They are their influence on modern culture and music is so pervasive. It's hard to even fathom how that happened.
It's pioneering without trying to be pioneering.
Well, they were just
Right,
doing
yeah,
their
they
thing.
did, right? And it just kind of became,
that's what
right,
makes it so
yeah.
cool. They just did their thing. I mean, if I remember the story properly, and everyone's going to correct me, but I believe it started with a New Year's Eve gig in San Francisco, and they played, and everybody was getting all hammered, and the fact that the audience and the band were all dropping acid, and everybody was just in another world. It was from that first show. They created their own hallucinogenic refuge from reality. And I think that we're still being affected by that single night.
So jumping ahead here, and obviously if you're a Dead fan, or ever all of that, you obviously know somebody who had joined that ensemble. And a lot of comments that I saw over a couple of days ago was basically people telling John they respect, because John Mayer has continued that, I don't want to say legacy, but they're passing the torch, right? So he's got that respect, or like you just said there, the integrity that the torch has been passed, that they want John to continue it. Even though he was not an original member by any means, but yet he was a huge Dead fan and amazing musician himself.
All right, so
guitar
this
player,
is,
et cetera.
yeah, this
Right.
is an article from Rolling Stone magazine. And thank you, John, for sending this to me. John Mayer remembers Bob Weir. Thanks for letting me ride alongside you. I'll meet you in the music, the guitarist wrote on social media to his Dead and Company bandmate. All right, so... Oh, and I can't read the rest because I'm not a subscriber. Ugh. Oh, no, here we go. John Mayer shared a short but poignant tribute to his late bandmate Bob Weir on Sunday, the musician who performed with Weir in Dead and Company for several years, honored their collaboration. Okay, Bob, I'll do it your way, Mayer wrote on Instagram. F&A, thanks for letting me ride alongside you. It was a pleasure. And F&A was one of, actually, he would say fucking A. That was one of Bob's things. If you say it's not the end, then I'll believe you. I'll meet you in the music. Come find me anytime. And so if you're not a musician, what that means is when John Mayer is improvising, he'll be meeting the spirit of Bob Weir in the ethos. So Mayer joined forces with Weir in 2015 while guest hosting the Late Late Show that February. Mayer invited Weir to join him for a studio performance. A collaboration evolved from there. The Dead and Company embarked on numerous tours in the years that followed, including last year a long residency at the Sphere in Las Vegas. The group wrapped up a farewell tour in July 2023, but they continued to play residencies. Oh, here it is, at the Sphere in Las Vegas throughout 2024 and 2025. They came together one last time in August 2025 for 3 shows in San Francisco's Golden Gate Park to celebrate the Grateful Dead's 60th anniversary. Throughout the 3 evenings, they were joined by Billy Strings, Trey Anastasio, Graham Lesh, and Sturgill Simpson. Weir once said he hoped to see the band outlive him. I had a little flash while we were playing one night, Weir told Rolling Stone. It was toward the end of the tour. I don't remember what city it was in. We were getting into the second setting of a tune. We were all playing, but the tune hadn't begun yet. We were feeling out the groove, just playing with it. Suddenly, I was 20 feet behind my own head, looking at this and kind of happy with the way the song was shaping up. I started looking around, and it was 20 years later. John's hair had turned gray. O'Teal's had turned white. I looked back at the drummers, and it was a couple of new guys. I looked back at myself, the back of my head, and it was a new guy. It changed my entire perception of what it is we're up to. So that is Bob Weir authorizing the future of the Dead and Company, keeping the music alive. Interesting. I just read that for the first time and didn't even know it was in there.
It's to that close, towards the end of his time here on Earth, and looking back over that 60 plus years. I mean, you're as we talk about on the show here, you're a full-time musician, you're performing, been around music many years. And to look back, have you done some of that, your own self-reflection on some of those things, and say, let me look back the last 20 years, 30 years, et cetera. That,
yeah, a little bit. But it's a totally different picture. I mean, Bob hooked up with Jerry Garcia when he was 16 years old. It's the only band he's ever been in. It's the only thing they've ever done.
Yeah.
I mean, they started with a singular activity, and it lasted. Not only did it last his whole life, but he freaking changed the musical world forever.
So a lot of bands,
far more impact than I'll ever have. That's for sure.
Yeah. So a lot of, McCartney, Lennon, or there's always those partners and that have that. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Grateful Dead, an indelible mark on the music world, and from every point of view. From a musical point of view, they're awesome. From a marketing point of view, they're awesome. I don't know if the marketing had anything to do with them, but
it just happened.
It just happened to not just create popular music, but an entire universe around. I mean, they're the center of a universe that they created.
How many people's stories start off with, "Oh, I was following the Grateful Dead from blah 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 blah."
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like huge
influence. And that alone is in pop culture or
that's
movies,
what I'm saying,
right?
Yeah.
That's its
that
own.
itself is like its own, like just known thing.
Yeah, like what other band can you think of that has an entire civilization based upon it? A subculture of the world that wouldn't even exist without them there. I mean, and I'm talking about attitude, geography, everything. Style of dress, style of hair, style of speech, attitude. No one. I mean, not even the Beatles did all that.
In what I've always found fascinating is I think you mentioned, a certain Devin, you kind of hinted a little bit like some people see what would be a stereotype of a Grateful Dead fan. There is no stereotype. There's people, white collar office workers or all walks of life that was, into the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
So, my first exposure to the Grateful Dead, again, this is many far years, obviously after they've been around and touring, and as we all have talked about a lot on the podcast, is the exposure to music today is nothing like what it was back, 20, 30 years ago or further back, because you only had limited access to things that were around you or aware of. But my first exposure was actually, we talked about this last week, is MTV was the video, back in the 80s or 80s, Touch of Grey,
Touch of Grey, yeah. Same with me, which Touch of Grey purists were like, that's their worst song ever. Which of course, anything pop is going to be, shallow compared to Your True Mission. Yeah. But, more so I got connected with them through other musicians where I would be playing a song and I'd be like, I don't know how this song goes. Oh, it's Franklin's Tower. It's a Dead thing. Oh no, that's, that riff you're doing, that's China Cat Sunflower. Like, oh, really? Like, I don't think I've ever heard that song. And then I would listen to the song. I'm like, oh yeah, I've heard this song. So it would be like, and then reading articles about them and just learning all about them from the periphery, not as a fan, but just aware of their presence and just gaining respect for them for all of the amazing accomplishments that they've done in every category. So yeah, and then getting to perform a lot of their songs and just seeing the analyzing the whole thing and why it ties in with so many different styles, why so many people like it. It's just it's unique in its universal appeal. I mean, I just can't say enough good things about it. And Bob Weir as a guitarist, Jerry Garcia as a guitarist, and both of them as singers and songwriters. You say things like once in a generation phenomenon, but these might be like once in reality in general. It's not just once in a lifetime. These people are giants in all the categories that we're talking about.
Yeah, just seeing all over social media the outpouring of, people recognizing, that was one of the last, like you said, even though there's still other members, but
well, the guys that are alive are just
yeah.
drummers. I mean, this is the guitar player.
They don't count. They really don't count. So. He did get behind the drum kit tonight.
I did. I played it.
And he was speeding up.
I was trained by the best.
So yeah, so definitely just great. Like I said, I'd hate to use that term legacy, legend, and in that, but yeah, he
really
may not call himself, but yeah, but still, he's one of those guys.
The term OG, GOAT, legend is like given out far too liberally, but these guys really are.
They were it, right? For sure. So, yeah, I mean, I guess what's one of your dead songs that you?
Well, the one that I perform the most is "Fire on the Mountain."
Okay.
And typical Grateful Dead, it's just 2 chords. Just 2 chords. And if you play it, you can play it for 5 minutes and it doesn't get old. It's crazy. But you just settle into a groove, like Bob was talking about. You're like, we're settling into a groove. We hadn't even started the song yet. You just kind of, and I incorporate a lot of that attitude into what I do on stage. Being on stage needs to be a creative experience, in my opinion, which means you're making stuff up as you go. You're improvising constantly. You're doing things different all the time. No 2 shows should ever be the same. And
is that maybe with the lure of the Dead? Right? There was
no question. And there's no question about it because the fans knew that. Last night's show. They might play the same exact songs, which they never did, but they might play the same, but they would still be totally different.
Right.
So that's power. It's a jazz musician attitude as well. Really, monkeys can be trained to do the same thing over and over again. Robots can be trained to do things over and over again the same. Musicians doing things over and over again the same. That shows the execution of quality composition, but it doesn't show creativity in the moment. And I choose to prefer creativity in the moment, which is the whole jam band attitude. Because, I'm a huge fan of that whole in the moment thing, but yet I play a ton of Southern rock.
Right.
And that is not jam band music. Those songs sound like a bunch of guitar players just bashing away and running off at the fretboard, but those are tight arrangements, and you can't play them different or else they don't even work. So those are like compositions, like classical compositions, where it's a whole thing, and there's a ton of music. A lot of music is that way, and it's great. There's nothing wrong with it. But to have the whole jam band attitude on your songs, I learned early on that there is something to be said for playing something very easy and just knocking it out of the park.
A lot of creative freedom.
A lot of creative freedom, right. A lot of air in, silence is just as important as what you don't play is just as important as what you do play. And in a jam band, those things are there and they change every night. And it requires mental presence. It requires talent. It requires creativity. And that's the part of performance that I really like. So I have a huge affinity to the whole jam band procedure, if that's a thing. The way of doing things as a jam band.
Yeah, no, that's fair, right? Rather than playing the same old thing, or
I mean, even if someday Kevin MacLachlan would become a popular artist, if I'm going to be stuck playing the album versions of all those songs, then I'm nothing more than a tribute band to myself. It's boring. I would rather have creativity ingrained in every aspect of every song, because that way it's never the same.
I don't know, I just had an idea. Maybe you should be presenting yourself as the Kevin MacLachlan tribute band.
No, probably
I like the
not.
idea.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Band, yes.
Yeah, no, I tried that. I got banned from Facebook.
Impersonating yourself.
Yeah, I impersonated myself.
The Kevin MacLachlan Band's tribute band.
That's right. Well, if you go back and watch last week's episode, Kevin dropped the name of his new album. So again, do we want to make them go back and watch it, or do we want to go ahead and tell them?
No, we can tell them.
Okay.
So the Kevin MacLachlan Band is the title that I use around the Treasure Coast so that people know that it's going to be a band show as opposed to just a solo acoustic show. But from now on, the Kevin MacLachlan Band is spelled Banned. And that's the title of my new album, Band.
So if you watch last week's episode, when Kevin announced it, we put it right across the screen, band.
Band. I'm banned. I'm internationally banned from existing.
He's the bad. He's the bad boy of Fort Pierce.
That's what you get.
So yeah, it's I mean I it's an interesting I think you definitely have to. Jam bands might not be for everybody, but again, recognizing the talent that jam bands prefer, especially Bob Weir brought. Right, that
yeah,
aspect.
it's definitely not for
Yeah.
everybody. You're absolutely right, because a lot of people, they've been listening to that song their whole life, and they want to hear it the way they expect it, and that's a good thing. That's not the Grateful Dead. If they heard it the way they expected it, the fans would be pissed.
Yeah, because
It's a completely different mindset.
You might be right. That hook or that part of that song ain't coming for a while. You can jam a little bit first.
And like you said, that's the appeal of going back multiple times. And people, like I've been around when a group of Grateful Dead fans were getting into the one-upmanship. It's like, well, were you at the 86 show at SPAC? Because that's when blah, 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 blah. And then, like, did you see him at Red Rocks and blah, blah, blah? No, you can't say you're a fan. You never even been. I saw that happen. It's like, wow, these people are hardcore. But that's what they created.
Yeah.
They created that kind of fandom.
Definitely help sell a lot of VW buses.
And they probably wouldn't exist anymore if it wasn't for the Grateful Dead.
Yeah. The new one.
What's the connection there?
Oh, well, in the hippie 60s movement, it was the vehicle of choice for a large group of people to roll out amongst,
Just practicality.
Those
vans are nice.
Side door open, and after the cloud clears, a couple people roll out onto the ground.
Hell yeah. I would absolutely rock one of those vans.
Yeah, absolutely.
Didn't you ever see Fast Times at Ridgemont High? I forgot who I was talking to.
Probably not.
Yeah. There's some homework for you to go watch.
All right.
So, long story short, we are honoring Bob Weir. Thank you, Bob, for the many years, for the culture, for the example on how to make every night a brand new experience, and for all the great music.
Yep. So he's rocking up there. He's back together.
Him and Jerry are up there jamming out
Yep.
with Hendrix and
That's
all the other dead guitar players.
Not in a hurry to go and join
drummers.
that jam, but
No, I can't
eventually
wait.
when it
I can't
happens.
wait to keep this life going, and then one day
The
I'll get
big
there too.
jam in heaven.
That
Yeah, that's
that
right.
huge great gig in the sky,
Yep,
the eternal jam session
sure.
with every great musician who's gone before us.
The jam sesh in the clouds.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see, right?
So Bob's in the cloud now,
right.
literally, because we saw the list of his performances.
That's right. The archives.
Yes.
So now, so we'll see. We'll see if what comes going forward, right? Does Mayor and the guys kind of
according to the article,
So we'll see.
there's a blessing for Bob
Yeah.
Bob gave his blessing for everybody to move forward without
Yeah.
him.
There you go. So, R.I.P. Bob. So, cheers to you.
Thanks for
there.
all the
Yeah.
music, all the jams, all the culture, all the everything.
Right. So, all right. So definitely, yeah, a lot of great bands performing around the area. So go check it out. I'm sure it'll probably be interesting to see what the album sales or streams are now. They're probably, like anytime anybody passes away, music
Oh, yeah. I've
goes
been
shooting
listening.
up. Yeah, all that and so forth. So, but yeah, before we wrap up, we got it coming up here in the end of January, February timeframe. You
End
got
of
some
January,
things? Yeah.
February. Well,
know.
music-wise for me,
This
I
is
got
usually-
some cool stuff coming
This
up.
is usually when he'll yell at me and say, "Go to my website." I don't know my schedule.
Yeah,
so.
go to my website. I got no
Either-
idea what my schedule is, but I'll look.
Yeah, well, we don't know your website, so give us a schedule.
It's the easy way to get there is kmb.rocks, or
Okay.
you can go to kevinmclaughlinband.com. Link in the bio.
Let's make a note of that,
Perhaps.
please.
You should change it to KM Band.
I've got a bunch of them. I've got kmblues.com, which actually goes nowhere at this point. Anyway, yeah, because McLaughlin is super easy to spell. But yeah, I believe if you go to kmb.rocks, you'll get to my website. You'll see my show schedule. Here at the end of January, I'm going to be playing January 28th. What day is it?
This is the 20th.
Okay, so I'm going to be playing 28th at my debut at the Jug Creek Marina in Southwest Florida.
Southwest?
Yeah.
Oh.
What city is that in? It's in Bokeelia, wherever the hell that is.
Where the hell?
And then I'm going to be playing
We out.
on the 31st. I'm at the Seminole Casino in Brighton.
That's becoming a regular thing.
Yeah, it is. That's awesome. I'm doing a private party in Fort Myers on the 4th of February.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to be playing with my daughter on February 6th at On the Edge in Fort Pierce Beach. And then again at the Hobesound Farmers Market with the band Freya on February 7th. Sunday, February 8th, Super Bowl Sunday, the Kevin McLaughlin Band is performing at 1:30 at Arts Fest in Stewart.
Okay.
Are you a Super Bowl guy?
I always watch the Super Bowl.
Are you upset you're going to play at that moment?
No, because I play
Be
at
over.
1:30. The game starts at 6.
Yeah.
Got plenty of time.
Really? It's that late?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so they can do
yeah,
like 18 hours of pregame.
Man, why do games have to be so late? Okay, whatever.
What do you got to worry about then? Get up in
Because
early
they
in the
got
morning,
all
right?
day to sell ads. That's why.
That's right. $1 million for a 30-second ad.
And then Friday, February 13th,
Ooh.
we're going to be playing at the Martin County Fair.
Ooh.
Oh, the fair's back.
Yeah, every year it comes back.
Arts Fest. Hold on. Oh, okay. I'm jumping.
Arts Fest is
Yeah.
February 8th.
Okay. I'm
Which,
jumping.
that's in Memorial Park, which is...
Yeah, so that's what I'm just curious. That's why I paused myself because I know.
That's what we're wondering, because we've been promised
Right.
that we're the inaugural show
Right.
at the new amphitheater
Right,
in
which you're
Memorial
playing-
Park, which
which
is
you're playing at
in
also.
March 14th and 15th,
Right. You're playing that also.
of
Right,
which I'm
that's
playing
right.
that also.
All right. So we got a lot of great. So we're hinting at an event coming up in March.
It's the home, what is it? The
Yeah, the
Hometown Rock and Blues Fest
Right.
at the Memorial Park Amphitheater.
Right. We're Treasure Coast Blues Society, nonprofit, Beer Works, other nonprofit been involved in. So that's going to be a pretty cool.
That is going to be a
event.
huge
Yes.
event.
So
I went and did a
6
site
bands.
walk It's a well-designed facility, although it looks like it's a horribly designed facility. But the design is in there and invisible, even to the trained eye, like this one and this one. So that's pretty cool.
So 6 bands, 2 days. That's the 17th, 18th, I think.
14th and 15th of
14th,
March.
15th. Okay.
March?
Yep.
March.
Yep. And so definitely come check that out. Real cool event. So Blue Society event. So we'll be involved with that. And then the following weekend, the big blues blast.
Blues blast at in Jupiter, right here in Jupiter.
That's right. It's a home on our home field
home
here.
Field.
Right. Maybe we can come over after the jam and have a post jam here.
What? No.
A double jam.
We could have a after jam cast.
Oh, we definitely
A
could do
jam
that.
cast.
There we go. That's right.
That's what we'll have.
it.
Is we'll have a jam cast.
Jam cast.
We can definitely invite some folks over. Yeah. You never know what'll
Jam
happen.
cast, and there needs to be like a karate anime guy going like this in the background, in the back, and his hair like this.
This looks like right next.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Like right after the Paul cast.
The Paul cast. Yeah.
So yeah, so check it out.
We're
so
stretching it here a little bit.
Dottie's going to perform. I got to listen to some new Dottie music actually.
Oh, how
New
was it? I haven't heard the new Dottie.
Yeah,
New Dottie
yes.
dropping.
Oh, I
Dottie
don't know.
dropped.
Maybe I shouldn't have said
We
that.
got Dottie droppings.
I don't know if I should. She did drop me. She did drop some stuff for me to listen to my ears. So
Oh,
maybe
wow.
if I don't know.
Listen
I
to
should-
that. You
yeah,
got the
yeah,
inside
I
info
know,
on the
yeah.
Dottie droppings.
Yeah, she appreciates it. She knows that we love Dottie and we kind of get out there and support the show and so forth. So before we wrap up, though, his upcoming show here is we've got coming up next, towards the end of the month, early February, is a band from Daytona Beach, Brothers Within.
Brothers Within.
So I know there's a lot of excitement about that. So we're going to have our first full band guests in the studio here. So
Yeah, it's going to be crowded.
yep. So we'll, but yeah, looking forward to talking to those guys. Very similar thing we're talking about the Grateful Dead.
That's not the first.
full. Well, I don't know if you can count. If you
Four
include-
talking guests.
Yeah, Sweet Release. That was a train wreck. Come on, let's be real.
Did they have four? No, they only. That's a trio. How could
We
they
had
have-
No,
five
it's
people
Trey.
in
Trey
here.
showed up. Trey showed up also. Yeah, so
Oh.
technically.
That's
We had like
right.
4 or 5 people in here. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
And
so
3 of them were on camera at least.
It's not
They're on
100%
something.
new, but
3
it's
of
a
them were
big
mic'd.
stretch for us.
Yeah, for sure. So, but yeah, they seem also very, very positive. Very, a lot of their stuff they believe in. So, and yeah, it's cool. This Florida bands, Florida music, so forth. So, looking forward to chatting with those guys. So, first band that's come down to the studio to do an episode with us from.
Are you expecting them to be
another-
more well behaved
I believe so.
Than what?
Yes.
as a
Yes.
band?
Yeah. Yeah.
More well behaved than.
Sweet Release?
Yeah, we had
That'll
a
be easy.
yeah, because I got to head back up to. So they're coming.
They're
They're
driving down and driving back
and
up.
driving
We should
back
let them
up.
sleep in here.
So we'll they got
I've made that journey between Daytona and here many times.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, me
So,
too.
yeah, so looking forward to meeting those guys.
Done it on 4 wheels and 2 wheels.
I was on a call with Lisa, their manager, and Nolan, their drummer. So we got to chat a little bit. I did, talk to them about going to see your show in Port Orange coming
I'm
up.
gonna be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was
cool.
that was cool. So yeah, so more to come on that. It's definitely. Ooh, excuse me.
Oh, Paul's
More to
mic
come
cut
on
out for
that.
a second.
Wow.
Wow,
He's
Didn't
got-
know,
Okay.
didn't know where that came from, man. That's because I'm drinking soda and still keeping my dry January thing going. So
Yeah, by the way, congratulations. 13 days of
Yes.
dry. Even though he's
20.
This guy is Scottish. He is
20.
just as Scottish as everyone who lives in Scotland, right? Just because he was born in America. Both of his parents were born in Scotland. He is just as Scottish as everyone standing in Glasgow right this second. And he hasn't drank for 13 days. Like, how is that even possible?
20.
You started before the new year?
No, today is the 20th.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh, I
Yeah,
totally
yes.
lost track of time. What the hell?
So
You've gone nearly on
You're
an
just
entire
drinking.
month.
You're drinking too much to forget you lost a week.
No, yeah, right? No wonder you're acting all giddy like that.
I know. I'm like,
Your body is going like, woo.
it's like that Seinfeld episode when, George Costanza stopped thinking about sex for a while and he had mental clarity.
That's a thing.
I don't know, because he focused on other things.
I didn't see that episode.
No. But yeah, so, we're, maybe this is the reason why that the liquor industry is going to shit, because I've stopped drinking for the month of January.
I know.
Yeah, but that's a whole separate talk. We could probably talk about.
Actually, the president of Puerto Rico sent him a letter and said, "Are you okay?"
So Mr. Bacardi called.
Yeah. Our stock is plummeting. What's wrong with you?
Please drink more. Oh, geez, that sounds like fucking
our
Dracula.
Our country's about to shut down. Bad Bunny can't even get a gig anymore.
I know.
He's not even buying any rum.
So that's it. So, all right. So we got a lot going on there. Watch the podcast here on YouTube. Listen on audio platforms. Yeah, what you got, Devin?
You said watch. I was gonna say or listen.
Oh yeah, I was gonna get there.
Yeah, that's why I stopped.
Okay, thank you.
And then you stopped for me to interrupt you, and here we are.
And here we are. Yes, thank you. You want to plug your show again?
Yes, I do. Ghost on the Ox. Follow on YouTube. You can watch it there. If you want to listen to it, it's on Spotify. It's on SoundCloud. It's on Apple Podcasts. I don't condone Spotify, but I mean, it's there. I don't care. Do what you're going to do. There you go.
Part of the B3 Podcast Network,
That's
if
right.
I'm not mistaken.
No, he's not. He isn't.
I'm a rogue.
You are
He's an
rogue.
independent. He's independent.
Rogue
my
free
God.
agent.
Rogue
He's
2.
independent. So yeah, Rogue One. Yeah, it's better than Rogue One.
Rogue 2.
Yeah. So it says, yeah, check out all that stuff there. If you like what we're doing here, also think about becoming a Patreon member as little as $3 a month. Again, that helps kind of support the podcast.
Help him buy another shirt.
Mm-hmm. So this is a little bright. So
Yeah.
I like it.
Make sure
You got to combine that with the yellow hoodie.
Oh my God. Yeah. You gotta have to go find that episode. That's well over a year ago episode. The yellow hoodie episode.
No, it's not a year ago.
It's coming up close. Yeah, I guess
Wow.
maybe you're right. Yeah, maybe you're right. So anyway, thanks for tuning into this episode of the Riffs and Rhythms podcast.
So I'm Kevin McLaughlin.
And I'm Paul Robertson.
Thanks for watching the Riffs
And Rhythms
Podcast.
Oh, we didn't get the sound out of it. Clink, clink.
There's no clinking on
Put it in
water
post.
bottles.
Add a clink in post.